The auto repair industry is bleeding American consumers dry to the tune of over $5 billion every single year. While your trusted independent mechanic is trying to earn repeat business through honest work, these corporate chains are treating you like a one-time ATM withdrawal. The industry standard parts markup sits at 40 to 60%, which is reasonable. But the chains we are about to expose are pushing 200 to 400% markups on parts you could buy yourself for pocket change. You walk in expecting a $19 oil change advertised in bold letters. You walk out with an $80 bill and a lecture about how your serpentine belt is about to snap. A simple brake job gets quoted at $300 over the phone, but the final invoice reads $900. Those tire pressure sensors you can buy on Amazon for $25? These places charge you $130 each before they start the real upselling. Real kicker is how they get away with it. Commission structures that reward service advisors for upselling instead of honest diagnostics. Corporate sales quotas that matter more than whether your car actually needs the work. And here is what the dealerships will not tell you. The Federal Trade Commission just secured a $20 million settlement against dealership service departments. Translation: the largest automotive fraud settlement in FTC history. Stick around until the end, because the final chain on this list has been caught charging customers thousands of dollars for protective coatings they never actually installed, and they are probably operating in your neighborhood right now. Chain number 1. Jiffy Lube. Jiffy Lube built its reputation on quick lube convenience starting in 1979. But that simplicity has morphed into the most sophisticated bait-and-switch operation in the industry. They advertise $19.99 oil changes. The actual average bill? $63 to $80. Let me break down the math. Advertised price is $19.99. Suddenly there is a special filter charge adding $20. Then the synthetic oil upcharge appears, claimed as a warranty requirement, tacking on another $58. And get this, they push synthetic oil on vehicles no longer even under warranty. Customers also report unauthorized fuel additive charges of $43 appearing without any conversation or consent. The commission-based compensation structure incentivizes service advisors to push add-ons like they are selling timeshares. Serpentine belts get flagged using scare tactics. Fuel system cleaners get added without approval. Managers receive bonuses tied to per-customer transaction amounts, not satisfaction scores. Better Business Bureau complaints document customers disputing unauthorized charges, with managers refusing to explain line items. Even worse, customers report mechanical failures immediately after oil changes. When customers call to complain, managers promise callbacks but never follow through. You expect a $40 service. You pay $120. That is an $80 overcharge on a single visit. Bottom line, Jiffy Lube treats your wallet like a piñata, hitting it until money falls out. But if you think oil change upsells are aggressive, wait until you see how the next chain approaches transmission work. Chain number 2. Aamco Transmissions. Aamco founded itself in 1963 as America's transmission experts. Fast forward to 1987, and investigators discovered 98 cents of every dollar customers spent went toward unnecessary work. 98%. Aamco paid $500,000 in penalties across 14 states covering 1,000 franchise locations. Customers paying $2,000 for transmission rebuilds needed maybe $40 in actual repairs. Here is how. They engineered this scam. Company policy prohibited providing repair estimates until after your transmission was completely disassembled. You bring your car in for a free inspection, they drop your transmission, take it apart, spread the pieces across their workbench, then tell you it needs $1,500 in work. At that point, what choice do you have? Your transmission is in pieces. You cannot drive it anywhere else. Michigan ran an undercover investigation called Operation Shifty that exposed the scheme. Former franchise owners filed a class action lawsuit under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, claiming Aamco Corporate taught franchisees deceptive business practices as standard procedure. Bottom line, Aamco gives your transmission the hostage negotiation treatment. Disassemble first, demand ransom later. But if you think transmission specialists are the only ones playing disassembly games, wait until you see what this next chain does with brake jobs. Chain number 3, Monroe Auto Service. Monroe Auto Service operates over 1,200 locations across 32 states, marketing as the trusted neighborhood mechanic alternative. Current reality, nearly 300% parts markups and a habit of losing the old parts that would prove whether you needed the replacement. One customer brought their vehicle in for rear brakes and minor muffler work. Final bill, $900. The breakdown claimed 4.5 hours of labor for welding a muffler. Better Business Bureau complaints document parts markups at nearly 300% above retail. Customers report in-person quotes of $2,000 that become $2,233.84 once parts are ordered. The warranty scam is brutal. One customer paid for brake work, had issues 7 months later, brought the vehicle back under warranty. Monroe replaced the warranted parts but charged $1,009 for labor on components already paid for. Translation: parts are free under warranty, but we are charging you full labor costs again. When customers request to see old parts, shops claim they were lost or disposed of. Making the evidence disappear prevents you from discovering you paid for unnecessary work. 300% parts markup means a $50 rotor costs you $200. That is a $150 overcharge per rotor. Multiply by 4 wheels, and you are looking at $600 in parts markup alone. Bottom line, Monroe treats old parts like crime scene evidence. Make them disappear before the investigation begins. But if you think disappearing parts are sketchy, wait until you see how the next chain handles tire sensors. If this investigation is saving you from a $500 mistake, hit that subscribe button. We expose automotive scams every week. Chain number 4, Mavis Discount. Tire Mavis markets itself as your discount tire destination. Their tire prices might be competitive, but everything else turns your vehicle into a 400% profit margin opportunity with a side of sabotage. Tire pressure monitoring sensors cost $25 to $30 on Amazon. Mavis charges $130 each. A customer had an inspection 2 weeks prior showing 0 issues, came back for tire installation. Within 20 minutes, Mavis calls claiming all 4 sensors are dead. 4 sensors at $130 equals $520 added to the bill. Here is the real kicker. A Mavis employee publicly confessed to the scam tactic they use. When customers decline sensor replacement, technicians remove the inner valve cores from tires before the customer drives away. Your tires slowly lose pressure, the warning light activates, and you come back believing the sensors failed just like Mavis predicted. That is not diagnostics. That is sabotage. Employee testimony confirms bonuses are tied to cross-selling and volume targets. 4 sensors at $130 equals $520 charged. Actual cost at $25 equals $100 total. Your overcharge equals $420 for parts that probably do not need replacement. Bottom line, Mavis treats sensors like a 400% profit opportunity, and if you refuse, they will sabotage your tires to prove themselves right. But if you think 400% markups are bad, wait until you see what this next chain does. Chain number 5. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Firestone carries a legacy brand name dating back to 1900. Current reality, systematic damage, denial tactics, and parts markups that would make a drug dealer blush. Standard markup on auto parts sits at 40 to 60%. Firestone pushes 100 to 200% markups as standard practice. Corporate training programs emphasize missed profit calculations, showing managers they are leaving $40,000 to $70,000 annually on the table if not maximizing markup. Multiple reviews document the same pattern. Customers bring vehicles for tire mounting and rims come back scratched. When customers point out fresh damage, Firestone shows work orders with handwritten notes claiming damage pre-existed. The typed documentation prepared before service shows no mention of any damage. Customers call days in advance to confirm tires are in stock. They arrive for appointments. Suddenly, tires are not available. Translation: bait you to the location, then upsell while you are stuck in their waiting room. Brake pad set costs the shop $30 wholesale. Mark it up 150% and you pay $75. That is a $45 overcharge on one component. Multiply across all 4 wheels, add rotors, and you hit $500 in overcharges. Bottom line, Firestone treats your rims like a liability waiver opportunity. Damage them, document as pre-existing, deny responsibility. But if you think tire chains are the only culprits, wait until you see what dealership service departments have been caught doing. Quick question for the community. Have you been overcharged at one of these chains? Drop the chain name and the damage in the comments. Chain number 6, Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline markets as the premium quick lube alternative. Same basic service as Jiffy Lube with a premium price point. Reality? Same upsell playbook, same aggressive tactics. Auto repair shops get coached to increase profit margins from 32% up to 58%. For every $100 in parts costs, shops target $58 in profit instead of $32. Corporate tells franchises they are leaving $40,000 to $70,000 annually on the table. Service advisors get trained on value-added services language, which is corporate speak for upselling tactics. The air filter demonstration becomes mandatory sales theater. Service advisor brings your dirty air filter to the window, recommends immediate replacement. Air filters are designed to look dirty while still functioning properly. Synthetic oil gets recommended for vehicles that do not require it, adding $40 to $60. Advertised conventional oil change is $39. Actual bill with synthetic upgrade and air filter hits $129. That is a $90 overcharge. Bottom line, Valvoline treats air filters like visual evidence in a courtroom. If it looks dirty, charge accordingly. But if you think quick lube chains are profit-focused, wait until you see the FTC's largest settlement ever. Chain number 7, Leader Automotive Group. Leader Automotive Group operated multiple dealership locations. Here is what the Federal Trade Commission discovered. The largest automotive fraud settlement in FTC history, $20 million. Total settlement, $20 million. Consumer refunds, $16 million designated for individual customers. Average individual refund, $500 to $3,000 per person. The fraud continued even after Leader learned the FTC was investigating. The scam centered on Xylon protective coating packages. Corporate mandated these charges starting in 2021. Customers got billed $1,000 to $3,000 for paint and fabric protection. They often never actually installed the products they charged for. Translation, pure profit. Collect money for services never performed. No product cost, no labor cost. 100% margin on fictional work. $16 million in refunds means thousands of customers overcharged hundreds to thousands of dollars each. Bottom line, Leader Automotive treated customer protection like an optional add-on. They charged you for it and never installed it. But if you think $20 million in fines is the ceiling, wait until you see what this final operation did. Chain number 8, Coulter Motor Company. Coulter Motor Company operated regional dealership service centers. Federal Trade Commission investigation revealed systematic discriminatory pricing. $2,600,000 settlement. Latino customers were charged an average of $1,200 more than white customers for identical services. Same brake job, same parts, different price based solely on how you look. White customer gets quoted $800. Latino customer brings identical vehicle for identical service, gets quoted $2,000, same shop, same day. $1,200 price difference based on discrimination. Service advisors got pricing discretion without corporate controls. Individual bias determined final customer pricing. Pricing flexibility designed to maximize profit became a tool for discriminatory practices. You are not just getting overcharged, you are paying more than the customer before you for the exact same work. Bottom line, Coulter treated pricing fairness like an optional courtesy, extended to some and denied to others based on ethnicity. The auto repair industry has split between honest independent mechanics building relationships through transparent pricing and corporate chains with sales quotas prioritizing shareholder returns over customer trust. These chains perfected extracting maximum revenue from every customer interaction. Bait-and-switch advertising, commission-based upselling, parts markups exceeding 200%, systematic fraud resulting in $20 million settlements. Here is your protection strategy. Get a second opinion before authorizing any repair over $200. Compare parts pricing online before approving work orders. If markup exceeds 100%, walk away. Always request your old parts back. If they claim parts were lost, that is a red flag. Find a trusted independent mechanic through personal referrals. Independent shops depend on repeat business. Chains depend on high volume and maximizing per transaction revenue from customers they may never see again. Learn basic maintenance yourself. Oil changes are not complicated. Air filter replacements take 5 minutes. The skills these chains treat as specialized knowledge are tasks you can learn from a YouTube video. That $500 these chains want to overcharge you is not just money. That is a car payment. That is your insurance premium. That is money that belongs in your pocket, not their quarterly earnings report. Hit subscribe if you want the truth about automotive scams in 2026. We are exposing the industry's dirty secrets every week, and your wallet will thank you.